You're wasting your talent, Randy.
Hello everybody, my name is Street Reaper, and thanks for tuning into my channel. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the scourge of GTA Online, and that is the Mark II Oppressor. I'm pretty sure that, or Oppressor Mark II, however you want to say it. I'm pretty sure that everybody has at some point spawned into a lobby where there's this one person on the Mark II Oppressor riding around, flying around, killing everybody. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about a few different ways to counter the Mark II Oppressor.
I'm totally getting laid and shit. Oh, jeez, man.
Now, this first method that I'm going to be discussing is should be fairly self-explanatory, but what you want to try to do is you want to try to lure the Mark II Oppressor griefer onto the ground. In other words, try to get them to chase you. Get them off of the Mark II Oppressor is what you're trying to do. You're trying to get them somewhere onto the ground. Like in this instance, I stood underneath a bridge because this guy kept coming after me. And so eventually he jumped off the Mark II Oppressor and started to chase me on foot, which I kind of figured he would. So I then just left a couple of proximity mines along the pathway that I was running down, and then that leads me to the next way of countering the Mark II Oppressor. I'll cover 5 of them overall. So the first one is to get them to chase you, get them on the ground and get them to chase you on foot. Another way that you can effectively counter the Oppressor Mark II is to simply hop on a train. If you hop on a train, you become a moving target, and it becomes a lot harder for them to fire rockets at you. And because you're on the train and not in a car, they can't lock on to you. So get them onto the ground. Hop onto a train if possible, or a tram. Those will work too. The third method will be to use the underground. Actually go underground. There's lots of different subway tunnels and railroad tunnels around Los Santos, and there's actually an old abandoned mine shaft out around the desert area. So use the underground, because a lot of times what they'll do is they'll think that you're up on the streets, and they'll come along and try to ambush you thinking that you're on the street, not realizing that you are actually underground. So get them off the ground, get them on the ground, get them to chase you around on the ground. Use the trains or the trams. Use the underground passageways around the map. Those will come in handy for you. And then last but certainly not least, if you had signed in on Christmas Day, you were gifted an Up-n-Atomizer. Now, hang on, I'm gonna let this clip play right here, because I thought this was pretty funny, where this Mark II Oppressor griefer was coming after me, and I was using the railroad and the tunnels at the same time, and when I came out, to me that was just lovely. The only 2 kills this guy had on me was while he was on the Oppressor Mark II, and I was in a vehicle. So this is proof in the pudding that my tactics worked. Now back to what I was saying. If you signed in on Christmas Day, you were gifted with the Up-n-Atomizer. And to me, this is the second greatest counter to the Oppressor Mark II. Because if you use the Up-n-Atomizer and time your shots just right, you can knock the Mark II Oppressor griefer right off the Oppressor Mark II. Plus, this thing's a lot of fun. If you didn't sign in on Christmas Day, or you didn't get it through one of the event business battles, you can go to the ammunition and buy it. I think it's around $400,000, but like I said, I signed in on Christmas Day and got mine. So this to me is probably the #1 way to counter the Oppressor Mark II. Now I said I'd have 5 ways. The 5th way to counter the Oppressor Mark II is to simply be on foot. Don't be in a vehicle because they can't lock onto you then. Get on the ground, get out of a vehicle, whip out the Up-n-Atomizer, and then just humiliate them. So I hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you're new here, because I offer each new subscriber a free cartwheel lesson. That's no joke. Just reply in the comments down below you need a free cartwheel lesson, and I'll make sure that you get it. Otherwise, just drop a comment down below. Let me know that you are around. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching, and please stay tuned.
Fast.